Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the poem The Pilgrim. The name of the poem is not given here. It is anonymous, means we don't know who is the writer of this poem. Now the pilgrim. Now pilgrim, who is the pilgrim? That person who travels to sacred places for some religious purpose. So that is a pilgrim. So here it is a story about a pilgrim. So what he does on his way, when he returns back on his way to the journey, what he does for the people. Now, before going to this poem, in olden days, the people, they have to face many problems in their life and in their journey also. So when we are talking about the journey in this poem, so we will talk about the journeys, problems they used to face in their life. So at that time, there were no street lights. In the evening, it was very much problem for the people to go from one place to other. And the roads were also not proper. And third thing, the vehicles were not available. They have to go on their foot. And roads were also not proper, as I told you. The stones and the mountains, and they have to go through the jungles area, through the forest area, many trees, plants, they have to cross it, lakes, rivers. So this was the major problems they have to face in their journey. The most important thing is about the lights. So if the lights are not available, you can't go in the evening time or in the night time. You can't go to the journey. Now here the pilgrim, he has faced the same problem. Now as he is an old pilgrim, the experienced pilgrim, so we are going to start with the poem, A Pilgrim Going a Lone Highway. So he was going on a highway, alone he was traveling there. So when he returned back, came at evening cold and grey. So when he came at evening, he was cold and grey. That means he was so tired for the journey. And as he was old, so it was told that he was cold and grey, so much tired and feeling too exhausted after a long journey, as the route was not proper. The vehicles were not available there at that time. So to a chas, deep, vast and wide. Chas means that is a small stream, a river, small river which is very deep, steep. So deep, vast and wide. It is very much big and little bit wide there. The old man crossed in the twilight dim. So what the old man has to do? He crossed that river in this twilight. Twilight means that is the evening time. Yes, dim light is there. So he crossed that river as he was experienced. So he crossed that river. The chas held no fear for him. So this river, he had no fear for crossing the river because he had crossed it many times before. So he was experienced and he had no fear in crossing that river. But he paused when he reached the other side. So after crossing the river, he stopped there and looked at the river and built a bridge to span the tide. Now what he did? So to span the tide means to go across the tide. What he did? He built a bridge. Now why? Because he has crossed. So why he should build the bridge? So that was the question. So one fellow pilgrim was with him. So he asked him, "Old man," said a fellow pilgrim near, "why waste your time in building here? You have already crossed. So why you have wasted time in building this bridge? Your journey ends with the close of the day. Now you are old. Your journey has ended now. And it is the evening time. Now you are not going to travel anymore by this path. You never again will pass this way. Because you are old, so you never again will come back this way. So for whom you are going to build a bridge? You have crossed the chas deep and wide. Why build ye here at eventide?" So he's saying, after all, you have crossed it, then why are you building this bridge? That is, why build ye? Ye means that is the old English usage word, which means you. Here at eventide. Eventide means in late evening. Why are you working here? Why are you building the bridge? Already you have crossed it. So that was the question with the fellow pilgrim. So why are you building the bridge? Now the pilgrim raised his old grey head. Old gray means he was old there. So old and gray both has the same meaning, that refers to the old age. So the pilgrim raised his old gray head. My friend, in the path I have come, he said, there followeth after me today a fair-haired youth. So he's saying, yes, I have crossed the bridge, but after me, there followeth after me today youth, a young person will come there, and who must pass this way? He has to also cross the bridge because he is after me. So this young person is coming after me. So I am building a bridge for this young person. Now I have crossed it, but I have to build the bridge for this young person. The charge which held no fears for me, to the fair-haired youth, may a pitfall be. This river, this stream, I have no fear of this stream, but the young person who is following me, who is coming after me, it will be dangerous for him. He may not knowing the path properly. So I have built the bridge for that young person. He too must cross in the twilight dim. So he is following me. So he will also cross in this dim light in the evening time. My friend, I am building this bridge for him. So what I am doing? I am building this bridge for the persons who are following me, or for this young boy who is after me and who will be not knowing the path properly, and it will be very dangerous for him. So that's why I am building the bridge for that person who is coming after me. So students, what do you come to know from this poem? That is, if we have faced the problems, the difficulties in life, so we should make a way or find a way for others, or make easy the way for others, so that they shouldn't face the problem. The same thing we do in our life also. We try to make our coming generation the easy way, the path easy for them to go after it. So the same this pilgrim was doing, as he don't know who is there after him, only he knew that the youth is coming after me, who is important for the country. So he knew it that, and that's why he built a bridge for that young person. Okay, so here also when you see a mango tree is planted, if we plant the mango tree, we will not get the fruits. The fruits will be for the future generation, so that we should do something good for the future, for the coming generation. So that is, we shouldn't be always selfish in having our path or in doing the work. We should also make way for others, make easy way for others, so that they can do the work properly. So this is the poem about. Now here, in those days, we talked about the problems faced by the people. That is, in the journey, it is talked about. So at that time, no lights, no roads, no vehicles were there. But still this pilgrim, what he did? He tried to do something good for others, because he knew now his life is over. Now he will die at any time. But now what he has to do? He has to make a way for others, so that others should not face the same difficulties as he has faced. So this act was done by the old pilgrim, that he built a bridge. Now listen here. After reading this poem, here are some activities about the poem. So that is, what do you come to know about the old pilgrim? What do you come to know about the old pilgrim? That he was selfless. Okay, he tried to do work for the others. He cared for others. And that is, he is a hard worker fellow. So in the evening, he knew now it is his evening, means it is his end, that is his death is near. So he should pave the way for others. So we come to know about the old pilgrim, that he is making a way for others. Next, what about the fellow pilgrim? He had many queries. Why are you making the way? Why in the evening, in the late evening? Now it is not your time. Now the youngster should work. So why are you working hard? Many questions are there with the fellow pilgrim. So the fellow pilgrim, what we come to know about him? That is, the fellow pilgrim has many queries there. He is curious about his, and the fellow pilgrim also joined the person in doing the work. So fellow pilgrim was little bit selfish, you can say it. And what about the young pilgrim who will be coming, who will be following after this old man? So that is, he will be careless, okay, thoughtless, because youngsters, as you know, they won't care about their life so much, okay, they are little bit careless. So thoughtless, they will not think whether they could cross the river or not. They will jump over it and go over it. If there is any danger, they will not care for it. And so about the young pilgrim. So this old pilgrim thought about the young pilgrim. He knew that the youth, they are careless, they are fearless, they are thoughtless. So he has built a bridge for these persons. Now here are some web diagram given there. So what is the speciality of the web diagram? As it is given there in the textbook, you have to make it as it is. Okay, so here it is given a web diagram. Travel. It is written there, travel. Related to travel, you have to write as many words and move here in elliptical shape. It is given there. So the question will be asked to do complete the web diagram. Okay, complete the web diagram. So it is given that travel, and here these are in the elliptical form. So you have to make it as it is given in the question paper. So here it is 6 spaces are there. You will see the hexagon there, and here elliptical forms are there. So you have to draw it not with any compass or with the help of, you can draw it easily, but elliptical types are given. So you will draw it in the elliptical form. So for the travel, how many words are there for the travel? If we see, that is path, highway. These are the words which are given in the poem. Okay, path, then road, okay, highway. Okay, these are the words which are given in the poem. And also we can see that is, yes, road is vast and wide. So these are wide road. These are also for the road. It is given there. So you have to make as it is. So 2 types of the web diagrams are given there. Second one, you will do it. Okay. So what is the time around the sunset? It is given there. Okay. Again, that is as a homework, you will complete this. That is, homework will be time around the sunset. So again, this you will draw it in the same manner. Okay. So that is time around sunset. Okay. Twilight, it is given there. So one I will tell you, and the rest one is that you have to complete, you have to make it as it is. So here now we are going to talk about the figures of speech used in the poem. Okay. So figures of speech, as last time we discussed about 4 figures of speech: simile, metaphor, personification, and apostrophe. So simile, that is comparison between the 2 objects using the words as and like. Then metaphor, comparison again between the 2 objects but without using the words as and like. And personification, non-living things are given human quality. Apostrophe, abstract things are addressed. So this we have done. Here in this poem, we have figures of speech, tautology, inversion, alliteration, and even the climax is also there. So we will discuss these figures of speech first, and then we will come to know about the poem. Figures of speech. So in this poem, tautology is used. So what is tautology? That is, words of similar meaning are used in the poem. Words of similar meaning. Okay. Example, we can take it. Words of similar meaning are used. Okay. So example, we can take it. He laughed at Happy's sight. He laughed at Happy's sight. Now happy and laugh. These are the words which have similar meaning. So in the same manner, we are used here tautology. That is Charles. That is about the river, vast and wide. Okay. So these words, they have also the similar meaning. Vast and wide means that is big. Okay. So this is also tautology which is used here in the poem. Next figure of speech which is used in the poem, that is alliteration. Okay. Alliteration. So you will get alliteration, that is sound is repeated. Okay. You will get the sound of the particular alphabet there. Suppose example is a lonely lion lies in his lion. Okay. So here lonely lion, L sound is repeated. So that is alliteration. So from the poem, we get alliteration and built a bridge. B sound is there. And built a bridge. And built a bridge. Okay. So here in the first stanza, which is of 7 lines, we get 2-3 figures of speech there, tautology, then personification is also there, alliteration is also there. So in the first stanza itself, 2-3 figures of speech are there. So in this poem, there are many figures of speech used, but tautology, alliteration, inversion, these are the common which figures of speech are used here. So when most figures of speech are used in the poem, we have to see whether which of the figure of speech is used in high number. So that is here it is alliteration and tautology. Okay. So this poem is dominated by alliteration, or this poem is dominated by tautology figure of speech, that you can write it. Now the next question, it is, why did the old man have no need to build the bridge across the Charles? Why did the old man have no need? Because the old man was fearless. So he crossed the river. But now he is building the river, that is the bridge over the river for the young person to come back safely. So that is there. So old man, as he was experienced, he knew the way very well. So he didn't need to build the bridge, but he is building the bridge for the coming generation who are not experienced. Okay. So that bridge will help them to cross it safely. So that is the why he was building. So tomorrow we are going to discuss about the exercise of this poem. Okay, go through the poem, read it properly, recite it properly, and find out the hidden meaning in the poem.